Hi everyone, it's Kate. Today I'm going to walk you through how to correctly place chakra crystals on the body. While this may sound easy, there is a little bit of technique involved because a lot of you may be using stones that are curved and trying to place them on a curved human body. So you might be finding that the stones are rolling around and not staying in place. You also might be unsure exactly how to place the crystals on the chakras for maximum effect. And there is also some technique when it comes to knowing which crystals to place first. I do have an earlier video of this and I decided it was time to update it since the other one's about 3 years old. In the earlier version, I worked with 8 chakra crystals and today I'm going to be working with 9. Now there's no fixed rule about which crystal needs to go on which chakra. You can use colors to guide you. So for example, working at the crown, you can use violet. Working at the third eye, you can use indigo and so on. Experienced therapists know that you can use stones on all different chakras as well. So today, just to help for those of you who might be new and unsure, we're going to stick with the appropriate colors, so the matching chakra colors to the crystal colors, and that will just help keep it easy when you're starting out. The crystals that I'll be working with in order are at the Earth Star chakra, I've got Snowflake Obsidian. For the root chakra, red jasper. For the sacral chakra, carnelian. Solar plexus chakra, we'll be using tiger's eye. At the heart chakra, we'll be using green aventurine. At the throat, we'll be using blue lace agate. At the third eye, we'll be using lapis lazuli. At the crown chakra, we'll be using a very light amethyst. And at the higher crown chakra, we'll be using clear quartz. And my lovely model today is my mannequin, Vanessa. Vanessa's the ideal client because she always arrives on time at the last minute notice. I don't have to give her any advance warning. She lies perfectly still. She doesn't cough or sneeze midway through the session, and she can lie there for really up to 6 hours at a time. So whenever we're doing an energy healing, it doesn't matter whether it's crystal healing, Reiki, whatever, we have to make sure our client stays grounded. That's why we always place the Earth Star chakra crystal first. Now the Earth Star chakra is located about 6 inches below your feet. This is a very important chakra because it maintains grounding, but it also connects you to your whole ancestral and human history. It connects you to your family line, and it even connects you to the very first origins of humanity. We can't know where we're going unless we know where we've come from. So this chakra is essential for maintaining that earthly connection right from the start of the session until the very end. So let's go ahead and place that crystal first. If your client's very tall, like lovely Vanessa here, who I think is supermodel size, then their feet will be towards the end of the healing table. What you can do is place the stone between their feet. So I'll just pop it on the sheet here. Hopefully you can see that. Between the feet or the ankles. You can place it under the Achilles heel. You can place it at the up against the heel of the foot. You can even place it on top of the ankle or the foot, but that can be a little tricky because with the slightest move it will slip off. So let's go ahead and just place that between the ankles. I use a sheet as the sling. I always cover my clients with a sheet during a session. Not only does it help the client to feel secure and comfortable and warm, but it can also be used to hold the crystals in place strategically too. So we've gone and honored the Earth Star chakra. I do recommend you jump to my video where I talk about grounding because I talk a little bit more about the Earth Star chakra in that video. I'll try and remember to post a link in the comments section. So we've gone ahead and we've honored the Earth chakra. So we've grounded our client, they're anchored to the earth energies, and that energy gateway is open. We have to balance this out by then placing the higher crown chakra crystal, which is located just above the top of the head. Once again, if your client's tall and you can't place it in this area above the head, then you can just tuck it up under the top of their head and that will be fine. So I've placed my clear quartz crystal there, and I've honored both the earth and the astral energies now because we are earthly beings and we're spiritual beings. And these two gateways of energy are opened so the central meridian flow throughout the body can run smoothly, and then we can place the remaining crystals down. Now here's a tip when placing the remaining crystals. So some people have a very structured way of placing the crystals. I like to be more fluid with everything I do in my energy healing work, because energy is a flow and it's constantly varying. So we have to be adaptable and we have to work in harmony with that flow. So if your client is perhaps quite heavy in energy, they've had a really bad day, they're feeling a bit flat and they need a boost up, and we want to really, I guess, wake them up and help bring the energy levels up, then we might start by placing the remaining chakra crystals at the top of the head and working our way down. That's because the lower we work down the body, the more earthly the energies are and the heavier the weight is, energetically speaking. So if your client's already feeling a bit and flat and heavy, then by starting to place the higher chakra crystals first, will instantly bring the energy upwards for the rest of the session. And from the other hand, if your client has come to see you and they're jumping and floating and they're excitable and they're super energetic and they're finding it hard to settle down, sounds like my 9-year-old son, then you might want to start with the lower chakra crystals, because this will help bring some much needed grounding before we start the session. So if my client was overly energetic and distracted, then I would start with the root chakra crystal next and work my way up the body. So let's just pretend that Vanessa's had a terrible day at work. Her boss is really cracking down on her. She's feeling a little bit flat and she needs a bit of an energy boost today. So I'm going to go ahead and next place the crown chakra crystal, which is the amethyst. Now this chakra is located at the center top of the forehead. So I'm just going to place it there. Now just a tip here. I like to work with large flat stones because they don't roll off the body and they're better quality. And thirdly, I can place my hand over them to apply energy work. But some people have very small foreheads, or sometimes I'm working with children and I can't fit 2 of these stones on at one time. If that's the case, then I just use one large stone, just like the one that I used here, the amethyst, and I'll put that in the center of the forehead to honor both the crown and the third eye chakras. But if you can and do have room to fit 2 crystals in there, by all means, let's fit 2 in. So Vanessa's got a nice broad forehead, so let's place the amethyst there on the crown chakra, and next we're going to place the third eye chakra stone, which is my lapis lazuli. Now the third eye is located just between the eyebrows, and this is where we're going to place the crystal. Try and be careful not to place it on the top of the bridge of the nose. If you've got a cloth over your client's eyes, then it can be a little tricky to see. Just feel around a little bit to make sure you're placing it in the correct spot so it's going to sit nice and flat on their forehead. Next, we've got the throat chakra. So the throat chakra stone I'm using is blue lace agate, and we'll just go ahead and place that in the dip of the throat here. We don't want to use crystals that are too big at the throat chakra because this is a very sensitive area. So even a small stone is going to feel quite heavy in this position. So I wouldn't use a stone any larger than what I've just placed. However, sometimes I do like to use really big stones, and if I was working on the throat chakra, then I would place it more in this area here, so almost higher heart position, so I can still be using the large stone but not be choking my clients in the process. So I've gone ahead and placed the throat chakra crystal, and next we've got the heart chakra crystal. So the heart chakra is located exactly in the center of the chest, pretty much in line with your nipples. So that is where your heart chakra is. If you're working with women that have really large breasts, then it can be difficult to actually place a stone there without it falling or slipping off, in which case place it at the higher heart, which is in between the throat and the heart chakras, and that will be okay. We can also use pink stones here as well. I love to use rose quartz on the heart, but today I'm going to go ahead and use green aventurine. Next, we've got the solar plexus chakra, and I'm going to use tiger's eye there, so I'll pop that in position. Now just take a moment and feel your rib cage. So locate the bottom of your ribs and run your hands up along your bottom rib until they meet at the top. This is where your solar plexus is. It's about, it's a few finger widths below the heart chakra. It is a little closer to the heart chakra than what it is to the sacral chakra. So you may be tempted when you're looking at your client to place the crystals all beautifully, symmetrically, you know, so they're well balanced and spaced between each one. And that might look really pretty, but the idea of this chakra layout is to actually place the stones as close to and being on the chakra as possible, even if it means that they're a little bunched in some areas and spaced out in others, okay? So what's more important is that you've got the correct placement rather than how well spaced out they look on the body. The next is the sacral chakra. So I've got my carnelian. Now the sacral chakra is located about 2 finger widths below the belly button. Now if you're working on a client, all you need to do is just gently place your hand over their stomach and you'll feel that little dip where the belly button is. You don't have to go poking around. You can just, if they're wearing thin or loose clothing, you can quite easily feel it, and that will give you an idea of where to accurately place the sacral chakra stone. So see how there's a bit more of a gap between these 2 crystals than what there are between these ones? So that's because the solar plexus is closer to the heart. So yeah, let's just keep that in mind when we're placing the crystals. The next is the root chakra. So the root chakra is located at the perineum in the genital area. So it's not really appropriate to be, you know, shoving crystals in our clients' underwear and fiddling around there. So what we want to do is place it in the funnel of the root chakra. So all the chakras, if you look at my body on the screen, all of the chakras come out from the body this way like cones. So the point of the cone is in towards the body, and it funnels out away from the body, and it comes through the back as well. The root chakra, however, funnels down the body like this. So the point of the funnel is at the perineum, and then it funnels out towards the knees. The higher crown chakra does this too, but it goes in the opposite direction. It goes up out of the top of the head. So as long as we place the root chakra crystal between the genitals and the knees, then it's going to be within the funnel of energy that we need for the root chakra. So I'm just going to go ahead and place it here. Which is just below the groin of Vanessa, and it's well within the root chakra energy cone, so it's going to be fine. Now what we can do is we've placed the crystals. We're going to go ahead and just set the intention for the stones. This can be as general as just setting your intention for healing, you know, sending your positive healing intention into the stone. It can be something that is a lot more specific if you are working with your client or partner for a specific healing outcome. But I'm just going to go ahead and set a general intention for the healing today. Now you can do this as you're placing the crystals, so you can place the crystals and then set the intention. I like to get them all in place first and then go back and set the intentions for the stone. I practice Reiki, so in an actual healing session, I spend over 2 minutes setting the intention for the stone, because at the same time I'm actually applying Reiki. But if you're not a Reiki practitioner and if you're just starting out, then just spending 10 seconds at each chakra point is fine. And we do this by simply placing our hand over the chakra point. So at the higher crown, I'm just going to place my hand at the top of the head. I've got one hand here, but I can come up and stand at my client's head and place 2 hands over the top. That's okay as well. But I'll just place one hand here, and I'm setting my intention for the stone, for the chakra and for the healing. You can also place your other stone over the crown and third eye and be sending your intention into those stones too as you're working. And then I'm going to work down the body, but you can also start at the end and work your way up. At the throat, we never place our hand over our client's throat like this unless you're doing very specific healing or trauma release. So a good way for setting the intention in this area is to actually place your hands on the shoulders in a V. So just like this. And that doesn't give that constrictive, strangling kind of feeling, but it still sets the intention for the throat chakra. Moving down to the heart chakra, if you're working with a man, you can place your hands directly over the chest. Working with a female, you have a couple of options here. You can place your hand vertically like this, between the breasts and over the top of the crystal, or if you prefer not to touch, then you can just hold your hands above the stone. And you can hold your hands above the stone for each chakra point as well if you're not comfortable with hands-on healing work. Moving down, we do the solar plexus, the sacral, The root chakra, the same thing, holding your hands above the client and not touching if that's not comfortable for you. Alternatively, you can place your hands in a V on the hips, either side of the groin or on the upper thighs as well. And then down to the Earth Star chakra. Now we can do this by placing our hands over each ankle. We can go to the foot of the bed and hold the base of our client's feet and set the intention that way as well. So we've gone along, we've set the intention for all the stones, and now we're ready to do the healing work.